So another name for this panel today is debunking myths. We know this huge myth that young people don't like to volunteer and young people are always hanging out with their friends, but we know that they actually do like to volunteer because you three are proving that you're here today. So first question for you is that why? Why do you volunteer? What is your purpose for being involved?
I personally like to volunteer for three main reasons. One, because it brings joy to a lot of people and you can see that. Two, because you see yourself grow while you're volunteering and you see other people grow and they want to become volunteers. And it also just makes me feel like a better person knowing that I'm helping someone out by taking my time to make their day better.
I like volunteering because it's fun to put a smile on other people's faces. You can make new friends throughout all your volunteer work, and it's just fun in general knowing that you're helping others.
I choose to volunteer because I also enjoy helping others. It just brings me a lot of joy to know that by taking just a few hours out of my day, I can help someone who may need it.
Absolutely. Great insight, all of you. How about the audience? Why do you choose to volunteer if you do? Comment down below and share. I see some hearts coming through. So nice to have some guests here with our guests virtually honoring our Varsity Letter and Community Service recipients. So our second question is, there's this myth that it's just really tough to find time to volunteer. We're so busy, and I get that everyone is really busy. But I want to acknowledge that it took a lot of balance for you all to fit in 100 hours of volunteering in the last year. So with about 52 weeks in the year, that's about 2 hours of volunteering a week. So how do you personally balance your schedule and fit volunteering in as a priority?
Well, yes, we are all very busy, especially now with having school online, and most people work too. I like to just find times in my day where I don't have anything on my schedule and sign up for volunteering, or usually I sign up ahead of time so I can get it on my schedule so then I can make sure I don't do anything else during that time.
Looks like you got a lot of hearts for that one, Britton. Hunter, how about you?
Yeah, just whenever I'm not working or at school, I'm always looking for something to do. So whether it's going down to the fire hall and washing trucks or scheduling ahead of time so I can leave work early and go help at a banquet at the sportsman's club, just whatever it is, I'll always make time for it.
Yeah, I just try to take at least 1 to 2 hours every week to
It looks like Alyssa has frozen, so hopefully she can join back with us. Oh, there she is. Alyssa, do you want to finish your sentence?
Yeah, so I just said that I like to take a couple hours every week to volunteer. Local events are very nice because it's easier to get to those places. And if I can't find time to go somewhere and actually help, I look for opportunities where I can make something and then drop it off at places for people in need.
Awesome ideas. Yeah, I can't even imagine doing distance learning like Britton mentioned, and everyone's super busy. So I appreciate that you're all doing things locally. That's really awesome. So let's say someone does decide to volunteer. It can be kind of a challenge to figure out where to start. So United Way of Olmsted County, where I work, does provide a tool, and it's called Get Connected. Now, this tool is similar to Indeed or LinkedIn. You just sign up and you try to find a volunteer posting similar to a job posting. So our local nonprofits are able to use this tool for free, and as can volunteers. So that's one way that you can find local opportunities, just searching on that portal for something you're interested in. But how about you three? How else do you find these volunteer opportunities?
My mom finds a lot of stuff on like Facebook, or like I do a lot of the same ones like Channel One, mission trips, and I also am in Girl Scouts, so we do also do a lot of stuff through Girl Scouts that's set up.
It's a lot of word of mouth for me, or my dad finds stuff on Facebook or the newspaper, anything like that.
I often find volunteer opportunities through the local churches or extracurricular activities at school. And if I can't find any there, I often go online and search for volunteer opportunities in the local area.
So cool. I love how you're staying connected. And even if it's your mom, that's showing you where to find the opportunities. Love it. Out of all these places that you've been volunteering at, can you just pick out one opportunity or one spot that was really meaningful for you and just tell us a little bit about why?
Last summer, I went to Dallas, Texas with my church, St. Bernard's, for our mission trip, and that was actually my first mission trip. That was by far my favorite just because it was a lot of work, and you could definitely see the work that needed to be done. And once it was done, the difference that it made to the people that we were helping. And I just felt like I definitely became closer to a lot of people by doing that mission trip.
My favorite would probably be just being on the fire department in general, because there's always something going on, going to a fire or car accident. There's always something to do and someone to help.
My most meaningful volunteer opportunity was decorating pillowcases for children at the Ronald McDonald House. So we just bought some pillowcases and some fabric markers. We decorated them with like uplifting and inspiring quotes and pretty pictures. And then we just took them there and they handed them out to the kids.
What a variety. That's so awesome that you were all able to do something in a different way, but still help people. So cool. Another follow-up myth is that you have to be present physically in order to volunteer, which of course during COVID, we've had to kind of rethink everything about life and how we operate as a society. But specifically for volunteering, we now know that you don't have to be physically present to volunteer. Like Alyssa said, maybe she did the pillowcases from her home. So have you been involved in any virtual or remote opportunities since March of 2020?
I personally have not been part of any virtual ones where we're on like a Zoom meeting or something like that, but I have done many things from my home. This past Christmas, actually, the girls and I in our Girl Scout troop, we wrapped boxes and gave, I think it was about 30 to 40 presents to the kids at the Ronald McDonald House. So that was really fun.
I have not done any virtual volunteering or anything like that.
I did find one opportunity for online volunteering that I thought was very helpful. So right as the pandemic began, and I looked online for ways to volunteer, and I found a website called DP Proofreading. So I actually get to proofread books, and then they go into a giant catalog, and people from all over can read these books that I've proofread.
How cool is that? And Hunter, that's okay too. Some people prefer to be in person and see the folks that you are helping or the people you're connecting with in person, which is great. So now our Get Connected portal is actually organized in 2 different ways. So when you go to Get Connected, you can select you want to volunteer in person or if you want to do it remotely. So that's kind of awesome. Alyssa, I love that you said the proofreading thing. We have something kind of similar to that through United Way right now too. You can record yourself reading a children's book, and there's some instructions of how to make it engaging, ask some questions. So that would be a really cool opportunity to do that virtually. And then we're going to share those videos with our education partners, and they can show them to their kindergarten through 5th graders or even preschool, I guess. So that is one idea. Another myth that I hear a lot is that volunteering will just add stress to your life. It's like having another job, but actually working for others and with others, staying active and really expanding your worldview, I think can be adding to a healthy lifestyle. It's not stressful at all if you do it right and if you're balancing your schedules like you all are. So I'm wondering, in the terms of personal enrichment, what have you learned about yourself during your volunteer experiences?
I've definitely learned that it is more fun to do like work for other people, like when you're volunteering, because you know you're helping someone. I personally view it completely different as a job because you're helping someone in need and it puts a smile on someone's face. And it's just really uplifting to see the changes in people's life.
Yeah, I agree with that. It most of the time it's always something different. It's not something you're gonna do every day, kind of like at your job, you know. It's your job, so you're doing it pretty much every day. So it's fun to kind of mix things up. Even if you're not getting paid, that's fun, making people happy and just, yeah, putting a smile on their face.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Britton and Hunter. It makes me really happy to see my work just help so many people, and it makes me feel proud to be part of this program and helping others.
And I'm very proud of all of you too for having these learnings about yourself and about your community. I think that having gone through college and getting jobs after college, volunteering is a really big professional development opportunity too. So being able to speak to that when you're going through those processes of getting applying and getting positions can be a huge help in that light and have a huge experience boost for you. So that's pretty cool too. My next question revolves around cross-cultural understanding. So I see volunteering as a huge opportunity to connect people from different backgrounds that maybe wouldn't have had the opportunity to connect had they not been at that same place, that volunteer location. And I think that especially now during COVID, it is so hard to meet people. So I think that I would really love to hear an example of someone that you've met through volunteering that you built a relationship with, but you wouldn't have otherwise had the chance to had you not volunteered. So feel free to share a story on this one.
Going back to the mission trip, I built a strong relationship with mostly all of the people that went on that mission trip with me because most of them are older than me, so I never really would have ever talked to them really at school or anywhere. and I definitely became close with most of the people that I went on that mission trip with.
I've built a strong relationship with all the members on the fire department, seeing them weekly on calls, just knowing they have my back and I have theirs.
I built a strong relationship with other people in Key Club, which is an extracurricular group at our school. So we always put on a big fundraiser night for Halloween, and I get to like collaborate with people who I wouldn't normally would have because because we don't have anything in common, but then volunteering connects us all and we get to work together.
I would like to pose that question to the audience as well. So if you're watching right now on live, I see you waving. Thank you for being here. How have you connected to an individual or a group that maybe you wouldn't have been able to had you not volunteered or had you not tried to go to a cool new event in town? So comment down below. And while you're doing that, feel free to pop in any other questions you have for our panelists. They're very involved in volunteering as well as just giving back in other ways. So I will be monitoring the chat. I have another question for them. So we know that the impact doesn't end here. It doesn't end in high school. They're all getting up there in their high school careers. So what are your plans after, and does that involve volunteering?
So since I am a junior and not a senior this year, I plan on continuing with the Varsity Letter and Community Service next year as well. Throughout my senior year, after I graduate high school and college, I guess, I do plan on volunteering continually because it definitely brings joy to my day.
After high school, I will be joining the Air Force Reserves, and then I'll come back home and continue my work, whether it's volunteering or my real job. I'll kind of stick around, stay a member of the fire department and the sportsman's club, and keep volunteering.
I have plans to go to college after high school, and I hope to find a group there that'll volunteer within the community, and I hope to be a part of that.
Awesome answers, everyone. Of course, I love to hear Britton saying that she's going to apply for Varsity Letter again. Whoop, whoop. So I am the contact at United Way. My name is Amy for that program, the Varsity Letter and Community Service Program. So if you are interested, like all these folks, you can go to our website, uwolmsted.org, and check out the Varsity Letter and Community Service Program. So that requirement is 100 hours in 1 year. And our program year is a little funky. We go from October to September. So you have until October to get in 100 hours. And to do so this year, we're going to use photographs to document what you've done. So just snap a photo and fill out a form for each hour that you do, and then you can send that my way. So shameless plug, I'm so excited to have more people watching this and more people getting involved in the program. See if we have any comments. Seeing lots of waves, thank you. Journey, we see you, thanks for being here. They say, congrats to all the panelists on receiving your letter, and thank you for volunteering for our community. Thank you to that program, and you're an awesome partner too, Journey. Don't see any questions, so we'll go ahead and move to our rapid fire questions. So we've kind of touched on this one already, but what is your dream job?
I'm not really set on a job yet, but I have always really wanted to work in construction, more specifically carpentry.
My dream job would probably be farming, just because I love it so much, and both my grandparents' farm.
I'm planning to go to college and study science, so I'm hoping to get some degree in the science field.
Awesome, great variety, and that is by no means pressure to select your major or select whatever job you want for the rest of your life. What is your favorite local restaurant? Is our next rapid fire.
I like Pizza Ranch just because, like, I don't know, it's just really easy to get your food and it's just kind of fun in there.
I like Cars Bar and Grill in Racine. They got some good burgers.
My favorite is the Chinese place, New Hunan. I really like Chinese food.
Thanks, everyone. You're making me hungry. Who is one of your role models? Is the next question.
My biggest role model is my sister, Bailey. She actually got a varsity letter in community service 3 times. She missed out on the first year, but she's 4 years older than me, so I definitely watch myself grow as I follow in her footsteps, and she just kind of helps me grow as a better person as I get older.
My role model would be my grandpa. He's just always been there for me, and he's taught me lots of things.
One of my role models is my grandma. She is also very active in the community, volunteering at the church and with different events, and it also inspires me.
Awesome. Last one for rapid fire. What do you love most about your community?
We have a really small town in Stewartville, so I feel like our community is really close. And, you kind of just know everybody, so then you have more ties for volunteering and stuff, and you just kind of feel close outside your family with everyone else in the community.
Yeah, like Britton said, we all just kind of know each other, so when we volunteer local, it's not like we're meeting strangers or anything. We all know our strengths and weaknesses, so yeah, I forgot what I was gonna add on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree that because we know each other so well, that the community is just so willing to help someone. If there's like a program and they need volunteers, everybody will show up to help.
Yeah, I think that's really neat to hear about Stewartville because I don't live there, and also just think about Rochester as I think we call it like a small big city. Like we have lots of things to do, but it's not a Minneapolis either. So I think you can feel those same feelings volunteering in Rochester as well, and feeling like you have a couple nonprofit organizations that you really care about, you really want to give back to, but there's always more out there too to keep growing and keep learning. So before we close out, I do want to share some ways to get involved. And I wanted to start with Channel 1. I know a couple of you have volunteered there. Could you just talk through the process to get involved in Channel 1, please?
For me, my mom and I would sign up. On their website, they have like dates and then the time slot of the shift that's available, and then you sign up. And that's just really how you can get involved with Channel 1, I guess.
And a piggyback question, do you have to be a certain age to volunteer there? And can you volunteer on your own if you're under 18?
I believe that they just changed it that you have to be over 16 to volunteer with an adult. Yeah, I think they just changed it to being over 16, so.
Thanks for that knowledge. Hunter, how did you get involved in the fire department?
Well, my dad is on the fire department as well. It's just something I've always been interested in, and it's volunteering. I like to help others, so I just kind of put my application in, and yeah, it's fun. I like it a lot.
Awesome, thanks for sharing, because that one I was really surprised that someone in high school was doing so much good work for them, so thank you. I'm gonna say one more way to get involved, and then we'll go to a question in the chat and then list a couple more ways to get involved. So Alyssa, could you share about your experience getting involved with the virtual proofreading?
Yeah, so first I was looking at opportunities online, and then I came across this one where you proofread. So I checked out the website, and all you need to do is create a username and password. And then there's a few activities that you need to complete as like beginners. And so you kind of understand like the structure that they want for the proofreading. And then all you do is you can like sort the books by genre or like language or any of that stuff. And you can find books that might interest you, and you can just start on page 1 and work through as many as you want. And you can actually stop whenever, and it saves your progress.
Awesome, thanks for sharing that. So our question comes from Michaela, and we have been talking about a few ways to get involved. Her question is more about, when did you start volunteering? And I guess what was like the very first thing you got involved in?
I started volunteering when I was actually really young, and the thing that got me involved was Girl Scouts. I was started in Girl Scouts, I believe, when I was in 3rd grade. And Girl Scouts has to do with a lot of volunteer work, and just a lot of activities like that. So I really started at a young age and through Girl Scouts.
Yeah, I was in Boy Scouts when I was younger, and it must have been around that 3rd grade time as well. And they do a lot with the community.
I think I first began volunteering just by like going to the church because my mom and grandma were very, very active at the church. So I'd just go and I'd help them with odd jobs there. And then when I got into high school and I heard about this program, I thought it'd be really cool to just continue volunteering more.
So we have Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, church from 3rd grade and up. That's pretty exciting that you've built a lifetime of experience volunteering. A couple other ways to keep answering your question, Michaela, to stay involved volunteering. High schoolers Living Room Tutors is a new initiative that is student-led in the Rochester area. So you can actually tutor students virtually, and you can pick a subject you're interested in, as do the tutees that sign up. That's a really awesome opportunity. You can follow them at Living Room Tutors. Another awesome initiative, also youth-led, is called Rochester Community Initiative, and they focus on amplifying youth voice, intersectional advocacy, community education, and serving underprivileged demographics. So you can follow them on Instagram at Roch Initiative. Another one that you don't have to be 18 for, which is really nice, is Family Service Rochester is seeking some snow shoveling volunteers for the winter. And you would pick one household and you would shovel that same household driveway every time that it snows. And thinking about some of our senior neighbors, it really causes anxiety when the snow comes. So being able to lift that burden is really neat as a young person. FSR, or Family Service Rochester, like I mentioned, also does a Neighbors Helping Neighbors program, which is similar, helping our senior neighbors, but not just in the winter. So you can check that program out and follow them as well. Family Service Rochester, MN. The last one I wanted to talk about is called Revolutionary Earth. They are a nonprofit dedicated to ecosystem restoration in the Rochester area. So I believe you can be 14 to volunteer there. You do need an adult with you. But if you're interested in gardening or harvesting, that would be the place to go. So they're at Revolutionary Earth. Let's see if there's any last minute questions for you all. I so appreciate you being here, looking at the computer throughout your school day and then coming more to hang out with me. But it's really, really awesome to see your leadership grow and to have you instill your wisdom on others. I appreciate all of your hard work and your passion, and you are clearly really dedicated to your community. So I'm excited to see where life takes you. I do want to do a shout out to Joyce as well. She's my wonderful volunteer that helps coordinate these young people and do their great work. So thank you so much for all your help, Joyce. If you're an adult that's passionate about this program, you can also volunteer and help get youth involved. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Thank you for living united. And we are gonna try to figure out how to end this live stream.